Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram. This is one.
Nalnyama's ash
Ashes this.
immersion.
We'll open it now. We can share it.
Everybody can.
We can share it also. Why is it not on? It will just join. My connection dropped off.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama Om. What happened? Jai Jai Rama What is this? Others may see you.
Got it. Now share it with the windows. You have to go to with Nalima first. Pause it. Cancel it. Share again. Windows. This one. Share. Jai Jai Rama Om Shri Ram. Samji, would like to announce it first? Your mic is off. Now it's okay. That's all. Jai Ram. Jai Jai.
Why it's not moving?
You want to go back to that? This is a Google Meet, and this is a video.
No, video.
This is the video.
It should be on now.
I'll play it now. But you're not saying anything about it, Swamiji? That doesn't
That's all right.
Okay. You want to speak something first?
Our revered Nalnyama's holy ashes were immersed in Mother Ganga today. Actually, Umashankar took the urn We said you can request Sridharanandaji to come, if at all there is any a ritual to be performed. But now today it came. Even 89-year-old Padmanabhanji himself came down from the top, and now we can see that.
Can double click it? Notice a little behind, Swamiji. Like this, so that you can be free. It's on the wire.
For the past 2-3 months, Papa was engaging us to take up the in-depth study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita with a different perspective. Unlike the traditional approach, here an effort is made to link it with our day-to-day life. Majority of us, we have heard about Bhagavad Gita, we have reverence towards Bhagavad Gita, we respect it. But unfortunately, that book is kept in a shelf. If at all we go through it through the lens of textual knowledge, academic knowledge. Because for everyday dealing in our family life, professional life and social life, we feel or we are not getting connected with Bhagavad Gita. That is why it is kept in a shelf. But now Papa is prompting us, it is not like that. It is helping us to transform our mind into a refinery, so that before any word, any thought, any word, any deed comes out of us, it must have passed through the refinery. so that it will not only be beneficial to us, but beneficial to everybody. That is this refinery. A crude oil, when it is passed through the refinery, brings out so many byproducts which are useful for the society. So similarly, the crudity, the crudity is refined, so that what comes out of it will be beneficial not only to the individual, but also to the world at large. This is the strong prompting he gave us. So with that, so many experiments we have been trying, and now he has taken us to a stage where we get some peeping, some idea as to how Bhagavad Gita is entering into us, or we are entering into Bhagavad Gita. He made us to go through a lot of exercises. And now, at the moment, we can't say this is the final product. At the moment, the final product has come to chapter-wise. We pick 6 slokas from each chapter. From 18 chapters, we pick 6 each. So it becomes 108 now. And then we are now going through how to connect ourselves with this. So we will just show the first chapter. So it is from shelf to self. A journey of inner refinement. Chapter 1. Many devotees revere the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, yet its profound wisdom often remains confined to the bookshelf, respected but not reflected in day-to-day living. The distance may arise because its teachings sometimes feel abstract or removed from ordinary experiences. To bridge this gap, let us recognize the Bhagavad Gita as a timeless refinery, a spiritual alchemy that transforms our thoughts, words and deeds to resonate with divine awareness. When the mind is refined through Bhagavad Gita, as guided by beloved Papa, what flows out is the spontaneity of life, born of egoless purity and innocence. This word is very, 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 very thought-provoking. Everyone should think about it. This is what Papa says. This is what is there in Bhagavad Gita. Spontaneity of life, not impulsive action, born of egoless purity and innocence. The me and mine is not there. Just like a child, which flows out, what flows out is the spontaneity of life, born of egoless purity and innocence, a consciousness of immortal freedom, and a state of perfect divine ecstasy and peace. These are the words of Papa. This is our guideline. So when the refining takes place, are we moving toward this? We have to check up ourselves. Is there any spontaneity, unbiased, all loving, all embracing, all accommodating? No. Or is it again becoming more and more confined to the me and mine? Inspired this vision, a reflective approach was undertaken on the following lines. From each chapter, a few shlokas were selected that resonated with our inner reflections. Meaning, we just keep on going through, okay? Most of us are not well conversant with Sanskrit language, so we are guided by the meaning. When we go through that, those who know Sanskrit, to them also it will be very helpful. Immediately when we read a sloka, we find, is there any alignment of our thinking? Or it is this. Otherwise it becomes a knowledge, We may be able to learn it by heart, we may be able to reproduce it on forums, that's all. But what has it got to do with our life? That is why I said, from each chapter a few shlokas were selected that resonated with our inner reflections. Then step out of the literal meaning to contemplate how each shloka applies to daily life. Normally, when we read and we understand, again the mind will go and confine itself to the texts. Unknowingly, unwittingly, we are disconnecting with the common run of life. Unknowingly. So that is why we have to come out of the shloka. We have an aligned shloka, where is an inner alignment, the theme, where the theme of the shloka is getting some alignment within. Then we go, ponder, then come out of the text. And then finally it is illustrated through a simple, relatable example drawn from everyday situations. This method allows the teachings to touch the heart, enabling varied expressions based on each seeker's inner state. Through this living process, the song Celestial is no longer just read, it is realized. Thus the Bhagavad Gita begins its sacred journey from the shelf to self. Here are the first slokas from chapter 1 worked out using this approach. Now before we go to that particular sloka, everyone should be very clear that whatever we have brought out need not necessarily be the same for everybody. Each one is unique, each one's mindset is unique, though we are aware that ultimately it should lead me to spontaneity of life born out of egoless purity. Still my interpretation may change from others. So that means we should not get stuck with what is given here. Each one should probe deeper. There should be some guidance. So that is why Papa is guiding us through this. Chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, 6 slokas selected from 47 slokas. There are 47 slokas. Key theme is delusion born out of me and mine. The chapter reveals how emotional conflict arises when the mind clings to personal attachments. Arjuna's sorrow becomes a mirror for all of us, showing how self-centered thinking clouds clarity and paralyzes action. The Gita begins not with solutions, but with honest confusion. The Gita begins not with solution, but with honest confusion, inviting us to observe the chaos within and begin the process of refinement. Because we were wondering for a quite long time. Initially, we were all under the impression that the first chapter does not give us any idea. It is something, what happened at the war front. But now it's not like that. The Gita begins not with solutions, but with honest confusion, inviting us to observe the chaos within and begin the process of refinement. Let us see. Chapter number 21, refining point. sorry, slogan number 21. There is no chapter 21, no? Slogan number 21. Evaluate before acting. Pause. Assess the bigger picture before plunging into any decisions. Wise action springs from inner clarity. Normally we act. But here he says, evaluate before acting. Because the me and mind will justify our action, no? Which need not be the correct one. Later on we realize. Wrong thinking is the only problem. Our suffering often arises not from situations, but from how we interpret them. Refining thoughts refines life. Individualism distorts vision. When I and mind dominate, our view becomes narrow. Seeing life as a whole opens the heart. Slogan number 32. Clarity in purpose. Arjuna's conflict teaches us to revisit our deeper intentions. Where there is confusion, realignment with purpose brings peace. Slogan number 45. Beware of the assumed self. The ego constructs false identities in all of us. We have got an image about ourselves. So beware. That is not the real one. Gita urges us to see through these layers, connect with our true self. Link with the originating power. In surrender, Arjuna lays down his bow. This makes the turning point when we stop depending on our limited self and seek guidance from the divine within. These are the findings, refining points. So first one, Malayalam, we have got. सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रतं स्थापय मे अच्युता यावदेतान् निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सहवो योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे. In the midst of two armies, place my chariot, so that I may behold those who stand here desirous to fight, and on the eve of battle, let me know with whom all must I fight. An unrefined mind rushes into action without clarity, like an archer releasing arrows blindly. Pause, reflect, evaluate. Thoughtful action leads to better outcomes. Now you see, we have come out of the text. What happened 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago will not matter much to us today. We are in the present day we feel. Family life, professional life, social life. So there, how does it improve? So Gita is giving in a subtle way. Just like he said, before I start fighting, I should know with whom, who are all there. That means evaluate. So we take that particular point. Pause, reflect, evaluate. Thoughtful action leads to better outcomes. Examples. Philosophy we have had enough, But through an example, if we try to understand the philosophy, it will become a part of our life. Because even when we hear the examples given by somebody, we will be able to relate it with many of the examples which God has given us to confront right from the day of our cognition, the day of our remembering us, until now. So here, before a bird starts building its nest, it carefully evaluates multiple factions. It scouts different locations to find a safe and stable place, away from predators. It chooses the right materials, twigs, leaves, feathers for ensure durability. It tests the strength of branches before placing its nest to prevent collapse. Similarly, before crossing a busy street, a wise pedestrian first looks both sides to evaluate the traffic. If they blindly step onto the road without checking, they risk danger. But by observing, analyzing, then moving at the right time, they ensure a safe passage. Likewise, before taking any action, be it in career, relationship, or decisions, evaluating first helps avoid unnecessary conflicts and failures. So the moment we come to this, only by practice this can come. Because normally our mind gets confined to the text and textual informations. And then hardly anything is given to connect with our life. And if at all it comes, it's a philosophy. Nice to hear, nice to reproduce. But how does it enter into me? Now we know that first chapter, a particular sloga talks about evaluate before plunging into any action. This is needed for our life right from the morning that we get up till we retire to bed, not rushing up. Achha, the moment we hear this, we may not be able to refine ourselves. Our usual vasana will be there. So periodical hammering of this truth might slowly enable us to pause before rushing up with any judgments, any opinions, any approach. Very vital for our life. It will save our relationship. It will save our career. It will save most of our decision. Please think about it. Evaluate first before plunging into action. Shloka number 30. I think there is some mistake in this. To open. Here it is 30. Gandiva, no? That is it. But here it is not Gandiva.
Oh yeah, this is this one.
Huh?
This one.
Nacha. No, not 36. That also, each book differs. No, this is not Nandakamshe. Nacha.
Nacha.
There must be, when we translate, when we some mistake somewhere it has happened. I am unable to stand any longer. My mind seems to be whirling. I see inauspicious omens. O Keshava. It is because from the 30, they have split it in a different way. That's all. Nata shaknomu vivastatum brahmativacha me manaha nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. That is, the splitting is different in different books.
You'll start from the second Natash.
The 31, 30, in this book,
Yeah.
in 30, this is the last portion and this is the first. It's all right, it's all right. This is the problem with this textual, no? Suppose we come out of it. The meaning is, I am unable to stand any longer. My mind seems to be whirling and I see inauspicious omens, O Keshava. Delusions or wrong thinking clouds our judgment. Recognizing and correcting our misperceptions is the first step to overcoming inner turmoil. This is how he connects up this particular slogan. Wrong thinking is the only problem of our life. Example, Anita, a school principal in Pune, notices her close friend and colleague Meera has started replying to her message in a short and cold way. At school, Meera avoids long chats in the staff room too. Anita begins to feel uneasy. Her mind starts racing. Did I say something wrong? Is she upset with me? She replays old conversations, looking for mistakes. The more she thinks, the more convinced she becomes that Meera is pulling away on purpose. After a few days, Anita finally asks Meera if something is wrong. To her shock, Meera breaks down, shares that she has been going through a serious family issue but did not want to trouble anyone. Anita is stunned. What she thought was rejection was actually pain. Her mind had created a false story. In that moment, she realizes how our thoughts can cloud the truth, just like Arjuna on the battlefield, seeing doom when the truth was something deeper. From then on, Anita learns to pause before jumping to conclusions and to seek clarity before reacting. See how much it is connected with our daily life. All of us have this problem, One part of the mind will keep on justifying whatever we take. And when a question of refining comes, then God gives the prompting to check up. Then only we know that it was a wrong thinking. My own thinking, in total disregard to the facts which is outside. This is a very important point every one of us are facing at home, in the family, with the society, in the professional field. Wrong thinking is the only problem. What was the first? What was the first? All are hearing? No. Huh?
Thoughtful action leads to better output.
What?
Thoughtful action.
What was the first point? What was the first point?
But suffering is due to how we interpret it.
Our suffering is because of how
Self to self. Self to self.
Evaluate first before plunging into action. The second point is, wrong thinking is the only problem in our life. Please think over. These are all the points that might help us. We are in the process of refining our thoughts, words and deeds. And how does Gita come to us? Then from there we move to all such slokas are. Gandivam samsate hastad tvakchaiva paridahyate. That is 30. And 31. Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. My bow, the Gandiva, slips from my hand. My skin burns all over. My mind is in turmoil. And I am unable to remain steady, O Keshava. Krishna, I see only bad omens and fail to perceive any good in killing my own kinsman. You see the textual knowledge. An unsteady mind creates agitation and chaos, leading to confusion and loss of morale. It succumbs to superstition, fails to discriminate between right and wrong. This is the result of individualism. Personal attachments cloud judgment. The remedy lies in recognizing that every situation is an opportunity to align with His will. An unsteady mind creates agitation and chaos, leading to confusion and loss of morale. It succumbs to superstitions and fails to discriminate between right and wrong. This is the result of individualism. Papa used to mention as toils of individualism, where personal attachment cloud judgment. The remedy lies in recognizing that every situation is an opportunity to align with His will. When we were going through these words mentally, what came to us was a simple truth. All of us have come into our existence not because all of us have planned. Every other thing we have planned. Even now 3:30 we all join here, planning is there. But how I came to this world, did we plan? Please think. So there is a higher power who has planned this. And if there is a higher power who has planned this, will it not know the purpose for which it has come to us? That is what is called God's will. We are unaware of it because we start from our life, not knowing that we all owe to the same origin. In the same Bhagavad Gita, when we go through seventh chapter, we will come across this sloka. Not only in one sloka, in 5 or 6 or 7 slokas, Lord Krishna has been hammering, I am the source, I am the root, I am the origin of everything. So when he has the first coconut, we don't know. This coconut tree we know. This coconut what we buy from, we know it has come from a coconut tree. That coconut tree has come from a seed coconut. That seed coconut has come from another tree. Like that we keep on telling, so we don't know the first seed coconut. Similarly, we are born to our parents, they are born to their parents, they are born to their parents. We keep on doing this, but we don't know where from we started. So there Bhagavad Gita says, I am the bijam of everything. When we try to understand this, at the moment intellectually, then we also infer that when we have assigned some job to somebody, we tell them what they should do and they should not do. So similarly, without assignment he will not create. And remembering the assignment given to him is what is called his will. Now we have got our own will in total disregard to his will. That is what is brought out here. An unsteady mind creates agitation and chaos, leading to confusion and loss of morale. It succumbs to superstitions and fails to discriminate between right and wrong. He says about omen, This is the result of individualism. Personal attachment, where personal attachment cloud judgment. The remedy lies in recognizing that every situation is an opportunity to align with His will. Every opportunity. We may label it as good or bad, positive or negative, gain or loss, pleasure giving or sorrow giving. All these are our label, because He wills it, He wills it, He wills. There must be a purpose, there must be a purpose, there must be a purpose. And let us see the example. Ravi, a young entrepreneur, faces a sudden business setback. His biggest client cancels a long-term contract. His mind spins out of control. He blames himself, then others. He starts fearing financial ruin and begins acting on impulse, consulting astrologers, following random advice, making desperate decisions. His attachment to success and fear of failure cloud his thinking. He can no longer see things clearly. Every decision feels like a reaction, not a response. Every decision feels like a reaction, not a response. His mind becomes his own battlefield. One day during a quiet moment, he hears a devotional song playing in the background, reminding him of a deeper truth. This too is His will. Something clicks. He takes a breath and chooses to pause, reflect, realign. He begins seeing the setback not as a punishment, but as a push to redirect his efforts wisely. Ravi's clarity returns when he stops clinging to personal outcomes and surrenders to a larger purpose. His mind steadies not by control, but by connection to something higher than himself. All of you might be remembering the words of Papa in his first book, In Quest of God, in the first chapter, the first para. Ramdas was passing through stressful period. What was that word? Full of stress and misery, And then what happened? He prayed, he cried, he prayed. And then the prayer was heard. From the great void it came, trust me. So this is what had happened in Papa, what we are reading now. And that was the starting point of the transition of Vittal Rao, from Vittal Rao to Swami Ramdas. Think. All of us are facing this. Once again we will read. An unsteady mind creates agitation and chaos, leading to confusion, loss of morale. It succumbs to superstition, fails to discriminate between right and wrong. This is the result of individualism, where personal attachment cloud judgment. The remedy lies in recognizing that every situation is an opportunity to align with His will. So when you say this will, it is not a dictum or a dogma that is imposed on us. Suddenly we realize, yes, we owe our origin to that power. Then the power must have its own intention. The vision, mission and function of this individual must be there in the minds of that. So he has put us on different roles. So when I align myself with His will, I come out of it. I come out of the conceptual prisons in which I have placed myself. Example, Ravi, a young entrepreneur, faces a sudden business setback. His Biggest client cancels a long-term contract. His mind spins out of control. He blames himself then others. He starts fearing financial ruin, begin acting on impulse, consulting astrologers, following random advice, making desperate decisions. His attachment to success and fear of failure, cloud his thinking. He can no longer see things clearly. Every decision feels like a reaction, not a response. His mind becomes his own battlefield. One day, during a quiet moment, he hears a devotional song playing in the background, reminding him of a deeper truth. This too is his will. Something clicks. He takes a breath and chooses to pause, reflect, realign. He begins seeing the setback not as punishment, but as a push to redirect his efforts wisely. Ravi's clarity returns when he stops clinging to personal outcomes and surrenders to a larger purpose. His mind steadies not by control, but by connection to something higher than himself. So first, evaluate before you are thinking. Wrong thinking is the only problem. Individualism distorts our vision. Then we move to the next sloga. Sloga number 32. Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna Nadarajyam Sukhani cha Kim no Rajyena Govinda Kim Bhoger Jivitena Wow. For I desire not victory, O Krishna, nor kingdom, nor pleasures. Of what avail is dominion to us, Govinda? Of what avail are pleasures or even life itself? In moments of crisis, when action is required, inner confusion can weaken our resolve. Arjuna, standing on the battlefield, suddenly questions the very purpose of the war. His mind shifts from duty to doubt, from dharma to despair. Similarly, in our own lives, when we lose sight of the larger goal, doubts and demotivation cloud our actions. This verse reveals an important truth. Without clear understanding, even great victories and achievements may feel meaningless. True clarity comes when every action is aligned with a higher purpose. Spiritual refinement ensures that our thoughts, words, and deeds are guided by conviction rather than confusion. When we read this, we remember one of our Jain friends, he shared with us. You might have heard about Shravanabalagula, in South India. It is dedicated to Gomateshwara. So there is a story. His name was Bahubali. Bahubali, we were told, I think, Bahubali's father is Rishabhadev Tirthankara, first Tirthankara of the Jain order. And this Bahubali is the elder brother, second brother is Bharat. So on some trivial issue, the differences started welling up, and then a crucial moment came when both resorted to war. Not that Bharata wanted any war with his elder brother, but he was forced. Both army arrayed before, and both of them led the army, and we were told that finally Bahubali won. Immediately Bharata showed the white flag. sign of surrender. As soon as Bahubali saw that white flag, he got down from the horse, went towards his brother, hugged him and told him, "You take over the land." And he proceeded alone. It has been interpreted. We don't know how and where it came, but we were told, suddenly the enlightenment came. What have I won? Is these things to be won? I have to win the mind, Outwardly I may be winning or losing. What is important is to win the inner world. So suddenly it struck to him. Then he handed over everything to his brother and retired to forest and entered into deep inward journey, and he realized. That is why you will find, if you closely observe the statue or the photo of Bahubali, you will see the creeper, The creeper entwining his legs, because he was in a forest. So that comes to us in our mind. The verse reveals an important truth. Without clear understanding, even great victories and achievements may feel meaningless. True clarity comes when action is aligned with a higher purpose. Spiritual refinement ensures that our thoughts, words, and deeds are guided by conviction rather than confusion. Let us see the example. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam. Initially, they are motivated, knowing that success will open doors for their future. However, as they sit down to study, doubts creep in. Why am I even doing this? What if I fail? Is this really worth the effort? This confusion drains their energy, making them lose focus and motivation. Now, if the student refines their thoughts, shifting focus from self-doubt to deeper purpose of learning and growing, they gain clarity and enthusiasm. We have come across many such students or youngsters, Parents, when they come, they say suddenly he gets demotivated. The enthusiasm has been punctured. So something is needed. Not from outside. From inside it should come. So our way of approach should be not to give him dictums or dogmas or advices, but at the same time touch and kindle with that which he is familiar, and then slowly try to blossom it. That will give him the clarity. One day when we went to North India, must be 20 years back, in one house the mother came and said, pointing out to his son who was doing his 8th standard, that he is not concentrating on studies. He was a very intelligent and student, scoring, we were topping the class, but nowadays, slowly it is declining. He is showing more and more interest in cricket. So we called him and asked him, cricket is not a bad thing. Mastering cricket is not at all a bad thing. You have to choose now. What do you want to become? He said, I want to become an engineer, mechanical engineer or something, he said. Oh, if you want to become a mechanical engineer, you have to come out of the school, +2, then get a seat in the engineering college? Yes. Your father cannot afford to give capitation fee. You know that? Yeah. So that means you must qualify yourself with merit. So if you have to be in that merit list, what is to be done? He started thinking. Tell me, I don't know, I have not gone to the college at all, so I don't know at all. Then he said we should score minimum 80 plus or 90 plus nowadays. Oh. So what is your grade now? He said 60, 65. Do you think you will be able to score that now with this pace? Thought for a while. He did not answer. From 8th you have to go to 9th. 9th you have to go to 10th. 10th to plus 1. Then plus 2. 4 years are there. So what can be done now? If you want to concentrate on cricket, no argument. But you yourself feel that you should become a mechanical engineer. If that is predominant in your heart, what is to be done? Then the boy said, yes, I should improve more. Start thinking, not because we said you should do it. Think about it. And now, of course, he is employed. We were told he is in States or somewhere. So the idea is, we have to touch and kindle, not give them any advice. What is there in him? What do they know? That has to be little opened up, that's all. So this dictum, dogma, advice, all those have lost their relevance now. Intelligent, people are intelligent, boys are intelligent, girls are intelligent. So again we'll say, clarity of purpose helps overcome inner confusion. So in this case, the boy had clarity. I want to become an engineer. So it should match with his present involvement. That somebody has to point out, that's all. In moments of crisis, when action is required, inner confusion can weaken our resolve. Arjuna, standing on the battlefield, suddenly questions the very purpose of the war. His mind shifts from duty to doubt, from dharma to despair. Similarly, in our own lives, when we lose sight of the larger goal, doubts and demotivation cloud our actions. This verse reveals an important truth. Without clear understanding, even great victories and achievements may feel meaningless. True clarity comes when every action is aligned with a higher purpose. Spiritual refinement ensures that our thoughts, words and deeds are guided by conviction rather than confusion. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam. Initially they are motivated, knowing that success will open doors for their future. However, as they sit down to study, doubts creep in. Why am I ever doing this? What if I fail? Is this really worth the effort? This confusion drains their energy, making them lose focus and motivation. Now, if the student refines his thoughts, shifting focus from self-doubt to the deeper purpose of learning and growing, they regain clarity and enthusiasm. So, we covered 4 or 5 now. Evaluate first before plunging into action. Wrong thinking is the only problem in life. Individualism distorts our vision. Clarity of purpose helps overcome inner confusion. This is the 5th, huh? 5th and 6th we will take it up tomorrow. So like this, why we stopped, This is come after a lot of churning. We have been requesting all of you to follow this method initially, then follow your own method. First go through, so then we requested, then in the next one fortnight, please come out with one shloka. You go through that shloka, go through that meaning, because we are not well conversant with Sanskrit. So we are mostly guided by the meaning. So we go through the meaning, pause. How does it relate to our day-to-day life? Then bring out your own interpretation and support it with an example. And see what happens. Everything you are digging out from inside, you are not looking for anything outside. The sloka and the meaning, they are the hand post. By seeing the hand post, we will not reach the destination. Whatever the hand post directs, we have to go there. We have to pursue by ourselves. So similarly, we go through a shloka, there should be some alignment, inner alignment. We will feel it. Intuitionally, we will feel it. Intuitively, you will feel it. How the guidance comes, nobody can say in clear-cut manner, but it will come. We don't have to preconceive everything. Let us plunge into this process and we will find it will be a non-starter for the beginning. But when we keep on knocking, something will come out of it, proportionate to the intensity we have. And then give a meaning of yours. Need not necessarily be what is there in that meaning. How does it relate to your life? And then bring out those in your own words. You can read, edit, change, modify, and then let the churning go on. And finally you get your own reflection on that chip. And then to know it better, to complement it, you need an example. Mind will be searching for an example. Try to bring before your mind various experiences God has brought. He has given sufficient experience to everybody. Papa's that famous quotation comes to our mind. The world we live in is a school in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for self-improvement. Nay, the world itself is Guru or God. So far we have not applied our mind on those lines. Now we are looking back, that which stands out in our memory, positive as well as negative which we have labeled. Then link it with the revelations or reflection you had formed. Put it to all these things and then ponder over it, then give a caption. This is the procedure adopted. If we just hear, the whole exercise will not be of much benefit. Again, it will slip into an academic exercise. We may be able to learn this by heart. So what? We have not undergone through our own initiative, And all these points are very much related to our everyday life. Wherever we are, in all levels, these are valid. So we request all of you to kindly again apply your mind. We will go through this. At the moment, Papa has blessed us with 108 slokas. That means 6 slokas from, 18 slokas into each chapter is. So we have not completed. So 6 into. Now we have taken up this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct. 6 chapters we have completed. 36 slokas now we will try it. Like that 3 times we did 18. That means 108. It is still in the anvil. We can't say it is a finished produce. We keep on polishing it because every day he gives us new directions. So to begin with now, this is the outcome of our 3.5 months or 4 months, intense struggle to bring Gita into our life. Please think over and try to do that. More of it, we will have it tomorrow. Hari Om, Hari Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om. Pranam.
Namaskaram, Swamiji.
Namaskaram. Pranam.